Folks, welcome to Metal Wani. Vitek here with one and only Mark Tremonti. How are you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I mean, I should thank Kevin that he sent me the promo a couple of days back, and it's been on loop since then. And I gotta say, a beast of an album. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Still have a month left for the release of the new album Dust. Now, I just want to ask that how are you feeling right now? Because you've written these songs almost a year or year and a half ago, and when it's now seeing the light. How does it make you feel that with such a long gap in between? Is there still that sort of an excitement that you're waiting for fans to hear the end product?
Absolutely. It's been tough, putting some of my favorite songs on this album and having to wait, but I think it was the best thing for the songs and for the album as a whole.
That's really cool. And last time we spoke about Cauterize, and you did tell me that the songwriting phase was so productive that you ended up writing many songs. But how difficult did it get, to divide them and make them feel like they sound natural and somewhat connected instead of just filling in two albums with 10 songs each and releasing it?
I looked at the songs when we were in the mixing phase of the album. I looked at all 20 songs and I tried to divide them as equally as possible. So each album was a standalone record that had a lot of dynamics and a lot of diversity and could stand on their own.
Mm-hmm. And also the inspiration, behind Dust, it kind of feels more personal than, let me say, Cauterize or even the ones you've done in the past. It just feels like a personal journey or some sort of incidents that probably you might have faced in the past, and Dust is just an outlet of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think every album is very personal. It's this one being no different. It's they're either very personal or they're a look into other people's lives around me or just what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. That's more personal of you to reflect them. Now, you also being the singer, you also have to write down the lyrics, so it makes it even more comfortable for you to express them out, because even the titles of the song, the names itself, reflect a lot. And then when we look into the lyrics, it's even deeper.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not singing about something that's very personal or that has a lot of meaning, that's what I like to go after, is stuff that means something to me, and it's not just the music and the meaning is not just surface deep.
Right, absolutely, and your love for melody is always there, right there at the top of my list among very few heavy metal guitar players who have that in them, the value of melody. And even though with all these tracks you have meddled them up with your riffage, but still certain tracks like, let's say, Once Dead or even Betray Me, you fuse these infectious melodies so damn well that it makes it feel even more unique and fresh.
Well, thank you so much. That's, like you said, to me, that's the most important thing in any song is the melody. And, even on the heaviest of songs, if they don't have a solid melody, they just get scratched from the album, because that's, to me, what connects me to a song.
Mm-hmm. And when you write the songs, I mean, it's more, you spend a lot of time. So with this time around, was Eric more of as just a member, or he collaborate you with certain parts and maybe came up with some solos or some riffs?
Well, I come up with all of the music and the melodies and whatnot, but the guys, whatever parts they play are their parts. I don't tell them what parts to play. They just kind of play along to what I'd written. The guys are very instrumental in kind of helping with the arrangements and the overall sound of the whole record. Because I'll sit and I'll play all my ideas for the guys, and a lot of times we'll just I'll see their reactions to the parts. Mm-hmm. And the parts that they get the most excited about are the ones that we chase down.
Right. That's really cool. It sounds like a casual jam session to me because, hearing Wolf as well, standing unique on his own, yet using, what has rubbed off into him from his legendary father, but also Eric. I mean, there's nothing new about the partnership you have with him because, you've been with him for a long time. So the album feels more like a casual jam session or more like the group of friends connecting their instruments or just jamming out.
Yeah, I mean, we're very comfortable with one another. We've known each other for a very long time, and um, it's a fun process.
And three specific tracks on this album connected pretty much in depth to me. One is Dust, other is Tore My Heart Out, and the last one is the final track, Unable to See. Now I see they're pretty much very different musically as compared to the other ones which are more aggressive and then there's a lot of riffs in it. But in a way these songs were written probably towards the later part of your songwriting session just to kind of balance the heavier ones and the softer ones because these three are beautifully written. I mean, there's a lot of emotion in it, and I love repeating, listening to these songs.
Well, thank you very much. Now, the "Unable to See" is an older song for me. That one's probably one of the oldest songs on the record.
Mm-hmm.
But "Tore My Heart Out." That was a relatively newer one. It's each individual song. They came from very different times. There's only a few that really popped up last minute during the recording process. A lot of these ideas have existed for quite some time.
Okay, and like you said, Unable to See was written long ago. Was it meant to be, let's say, part of an Alter Bridge album, or maybe if it's way too far, maybe a Creed album?
I started writing that song when Alter Bridge was touring, and then actually the bridge and the chorus of that song were written around the time I was doing demos for the One Day Remains record for Alter Bridge. So that's a
long
10-year-old idea. Yeah. But, some of these ideas that stick around for so long stick around for a reason. And I really like to get those ideas finally put together because they've been such a big part of me. Even though they haven't been out and the public doesn't know that I've been singing them for years and years. So it's great to finally get it out.
Excellent. That's good to hear. And your voice, Mark, I mean, I remember first time I heard it was on All I Was. Obviously, with you doing the backing for Creed, that's all said and done. But All I Was a game changer for me personally because I started getting a much more in-depth analysis of Mark Tremonti. I mean, everybody knows about your skills of playing guitars, but your vocals were magical. Then with Cauterize, you picked it up. And with Dust, it's just another level. I don't think you need anybody. You are one man dynamite. I can easily say that.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much.
And for you, taking care of all these things live, because I got to see you live in Berlin and Hamburg when you were on tour around early December in Germany. So it was a different experience for me because I have never seen Alter Bridge or Creed or let's say you live. So it was wonderful to see how these tracks are sounding live because the aggressive nature of Tremonti is right there. And I'm even more excited now to hear how the tracks from Dust will be played on your upcoming tour, which will be happening sometime in June around Europe.
Yeah, I'm excited too because since we've tracked the album, we really haven't gone and revisited these songs. So, we'll be doing that, starting to practice here next month. So we're excited about it.
Excellent. And how about the feedback from the fans so far for a single Dust which has come out? I mean, it's not your aggressive Mark Tremonti, but it's a different side of you.
I'm very glad we chose the single. When we were first thinking about it, it's everybody's knee-jerk reaction to release a heavy, energetic song first. I feel like that's all we've done, and I wanted to now release just my favorite song off the record because it means a lot to me, and it's I think to me the most meaningful song on their album. So. I'm glad we did because it's gotten some of the best response that we've ever gotten, far as folks on social media and whatnot. But
Wow.
it's hopefully hopefully the word will spread, and it will, hopefully a song like this will reach a new fan.
Absolutely, absolutely right. And in parallel with that, you've also been writing the new Alter Bridge album. Is that going to happen sometime this year? Because you already have Dust coming up in April.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually tracking today, and we don't have a specific date set yet, but we're trying as hard as we can to get the album out this year.
Awesome. And are you guys still in the pre-production stage, or you guys have entered studio, writing and recording the stuff?
We're in the studio now. We've already tracked the drums and the bass for the album, and I started my guitar tracking yesterday, and I continue today. So
wow,
we're well on our way.
Awesome. That's good to hear. You and Miles have always been like backbone of the band, and I'm sure you love to work with him. But out of the box, is there anyone out there in the heavy metal scene which you would like to collaborate with? Maybe in future, if there is time for you to explore, is there someone on Mark Tremonti's #1 list that you want to work with?
I would say Metallica would probably be my #1 choice.
The collaboration with James Hetfield or Lars?
Oh, the whole band.
Excellent. That's good to hear.
Any of them that would take up that would be open to it.
Good to hear, man. Awesome. Now, Tremonti, I would want to know about touring towards the North American side. Is there any such plan being done for the solo work, because you will be very much occupied with Alter Bridge as well?
Yeah, no, we're looking for any kind of spots in our schedules to continue, supporting the album, and we'll do so as soon as we see what our future Alter Bridge plans are. I'll always fill in the gaps with Tremonti.
Absolutely. And I hope you get to come to India, because I've always been, hearing from your thousands of fans here that we have never got to see any band live. And I hope with Alter Bridge or with Tremonti, you get to come here, because you have some diehard fans out here.
Yeah, Miles just went and visited with Slash, and he said he had a wonderful time to follow suit.
I hope that happens soon. Mark, before we conclude, how about you define the sound of Dust in just one sentence?
Oh, I think Dust is just a very an album that's very close to the heart, and it is aggressive, but also very emotional, hopefully.
So the
emotional for me.
The emotional album of your career, or let's say the most personal album of your career?
I wouldn't say that, because I think they all are. I think it's just a different snapshot in time for me.
Right. Get that. Thanks, dude. And honor having a chat with you. I look forward to see you guys live sometime in Europe, definitely at Hellfest, because I will be out there. But also hope you come to India and play for your fans. And thanks for sparing some time. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.